situation remedied.
Excellent, thank you.
You bet.
Thank you. I'd like to get in on that. Thanks. Any other questions?
I just wanted to remark on something. His average time fell below 10 minutes again. I love it.
Yeah.
I hope that's what we really, one of the biggest points when we switched to these folks was that. Of course, we haven't had a meeting, which I know we talked about having too, with the townships and everybody. But this is one of the things we really wanted to be at, was 10 or less.
Yeah. And just to note that that is from call time received to on scene. It's not in service. So call time to in service is, as you can see, 4.2 minutes, but from the time the call is received to on scene is less than 10, and that is really good. We're pleased with that. So,
All right,
okay,
thank you.
thank you.
All right, police, Chief Plaine? Just a comment, Chief, I like the way you've broken things down into quadrants here, or whatever you'd call these things, these numbered areas. That's
It gives a little bit more of a perspective on where's
yeah. Any questions for the chief?
I'm sorry. What?
Any questions for the chief? No? Anything? All
I have a
right.
question about who approved the consent agenda? Who seconded my motion?
I believe, do you know, you don't know?
That's
I think it was
what
Mr.
I
Coop.
did not
Was it
do
you,
that,
Mr. Coop?
sorry.
Did you approve? Yeah, it was Mr. Coop.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, no questions for the chief? All right, we'll move on to community development.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, council members. I don't have anything to add, but I'll take any questions you might have.
Any questions for Ms. Rosenfeld?
I have one. I still haven't seen those minutes that I said I was supposed to get from the last meeting, and I still wish I could get them.
I'll send them to you. My apologies.
You know, I have no mail anymore. It just doesn't work.
Any other questions? I have one for Ms. Rosenfeld. Under Planning Commission updates, you talked about the commissioners are discussing ideas for implementing interim use permit language, A2 residential. This is being done rather than implementing a new zoning district, AP agricultural preservation that was previously discussed. Could I get more information on that from you too?
Sure, Mr. Mayor. The Planning Commission was looking at implementing a new zoning district, ag preservation. We're now
And was that
looking.
what was that in response to?
It stemmed from the Harvest House CUP application on the Divine property.
Okay.
So right now, instead of going that route and implementing a new zoning district, we're looking at more of an interim use permit across the whole city and utilizing an interim use permit for the Harvest House on that property.
Interesting. Okay, I'd still like to see the language on that, so if you'd put it in my mailbox sometime, that'd be great.
Definitely.
Thank you.
I'd like to follow up on that.
Yeah.
The last 4 P&Z meetings, they did a great job, P&Z, working with this, spent a lot of time on that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm really interested in this. It looks like they've done good work. Anything else? No? All right, thank you, Ms. Rosenfeld. Building inspection, is that, again, Trish?
Mr. Mayor and Council, I'll take any questions on the building inspection report as well as the code enforcement report.
Yeah, I have a question. What was the Riverbend meeting?
Excuse me?
Riverbend?
Well, it says attended Riverbend meeting. I was just wondering what that was.
It's an organization of building officials in the area. Mr. McCarty attends that on a monthly basis.
All right.
I have a question, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, Mr. McLaughlin.
On the code enforcement page, it lists a number of violations that are being addressed apparently. My question is, though, that I was aware that there were a number of other violations over on the west side of town that are not on this list, and am I to take from that all of those are cleaned up, or they haven't been addressed yet? I haven't been out to check recently, so I don't know, but wonder what the status was.
Mr. Mayor and Councilmember O'Laughlin, anything that's not on this report has been addressed and closed out.
I have a question.
Yes, Mr. Plaine.
Code enforcement report.
Mm-hmm.
There's one dated on here that's kind of strange. It's 11/01 of 2009. Is it starting date? Is that like '08?
Should be 08.
Okay.
Do we worry about unpaved driveways in this thing?
Certainly.
So, well, so the one, 1192 Farmers Lane is weeds from 2008, I assume. So that's in progress. What is in progress? They just haven't complied?
Mr. Mayor, it means that the code enforcement has sent them a letter and notified
Okay.
them to correct the problem.
All right. Yeah, I had heard that there were a couple more that, I tell you what, I'm going to propose that, I would think that I'd like to see Mr. McCarty come maybe the next cycle that he's supposed to be here, not 2 weeks, or 2 meetings from now.
Mr. Valella is actually the code enforcement
Oh,
officer.
okay, and he's available for some of these meetings? He would be,
I
wouldn't
can
he?
certainly ask him to
Yeah,
attend.
I know that
if you'd
we'd
like.
asked that one of those guys was present for, a couple of months ago, I remember somebody up here asking for that.
I did.
Mr.
When we
President.
hired Mr. McCarty, he was told he had to come to one council meeting a month, and when we hired him.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you did with the code enforcement, what you did when you hired him. Did you say you had to come to meetings or not?
I don't remember that.
But the building inspector official was supposed to be at a meeting
Yeah.
once per month.
Well, he used to come, and I think now that Mr. Valella has taken over these duties, then we'll just, I would like to just hear how things are going, and,
Certainly.
yeah. So if you would give him that invitation, I would appreciate that.
But I know I brought several things up to these people that aren't on this list, so I don't think
Okay.
they're all closed.
Put him on there then. We'll get him here live and in person.